pero sentía que le debía algo a mi mamá. Le diste like a una historia en mi Facebook. Me comentaste, me mama tu abdomen. Me metí a una clase contigo. Cuando salimos, nos quedamos paradas en medio del pasillo. Nos abrazamos por primera vez.
What I loved about this was this young girl's documenting how she feels about herself. We're getting a sense that there might be something about herself that's not pleasing to her mother. We're getting a sense that, that she may have desires for a woman, which is culturally not acceptable. And that she feels like, there's something about her that is wrong. And I feel like this dancing throughout was a great way to show us where we are with these characters at any given time. Um, you had a dance where it seems like it reveals the budding love. You have a dance where it seems like it's revealing all the strife. And I like that we got to hear both sides. I like that we got to hear one side of this relationship and another side of this relationship. And the movement throughout the whole piece elevated it. And we really saw the trajectory of the love and the breakdown of the love, and also them finding their way back to one another throughout the whole piece and throughout the movement.
I loved how the movements it felt like it went with the dialogue, it felt like it went with the voiceovers, and I like how the different styles seemed to represent the different moments in time and how they were feeling, what they were thinking. Um, Especially when, it was either a solo or together, when they felt like they were really connecting, or when they felt alone dancing by themselves. So I thought that was really cool. Overall, I really liked the love story in a general sense. I think it was very nice and refreshing to kind of have a story in which their moms came around in the end. There's always kind of like the trauma story of their, parents not accepting their kids for who they are. But it was very nice to kind of have that realistic, like, moms being like, I'm struggling, but I love you. And no matter how you choose to live your life, I'm going to love you anyway. So I think that was very refreshing. And again, I think the cinematography went very well with the choreo. I think the cinematographer did a great job following the movements and emphasizing the different body parts when they needed to be emphasized. And I thought this was great.
This was such a beautiful story, told so beautifully with the different, elements. The voiceover being, done by both of the different girls, both perspectives, the dancing, and just the close-ups and the story, just all of it was so well done and just unique and cool. And to me, it was like a journal come to life in a way. It was like two girls kind of writing in their journal and express, kind of like a spoken journal, spoken word, with video. And the dance choreography and the expression in the dance was so well done and performed. Great performances by these girls, completely into it, emotional. The voiceovers were great. Just the dancing was amazing. Great expressions on their faces and in their movements. Love the choreography. And again, I like both perspectives, and it was just a beautiful love story.
I loved how this was told completely in voiceover. It made the film a little bit more impactful rather than just the two girls conversing with each other. They were dancing around each other, looking at each other. The cinematography really aided to this. It helped the film so much because of how it was formulated. The story with these two girls, where you didn't really need their facial expressions much. Between the cinematography and the score and the voiceover, you could feel what was going on. You could see the way they were moving around each other, how they kept coming back it's almost a pull. And then they're also trying to stick to their culture with the dance. It was a very educational film. It was a very well done film.
The way that they told the story was so interesting and so beautiful. I loved having the voiceover and having them do other things as opposed to just like sitting and having the conversation, or even trying to reenact it to a certain extent. Like, there were some things that felt a little bit more reenacted, but for the most part it's just them existing together in the beginning, and you are, you with the voiceovers, you're getting kind of that build, the initial, parts of that, and then from there to once they really started dancing, they started truly interacting with each other. I thought the using the voiceovers to tell their story was so beautiful. I also loved that there was no noticeable trigger switch for between the two of them, that you just heard everything, and, you know, getting to hear both sides and things like that, I thought was so, so lovely. Um, and then getting to see them dance together and getting to see the chemistry and using an additional way to kind of tell the story, but through movement instead of just through, you know, their voiceovers, I thought was really, really telling and really, really beautiful because they weren't just dancing happy. They weren't just dancing at the high points of their relationships. You could still see the points when they were dancing where things were not going well for them. And I really, really loved kind of that, like I said, that added layer of another way to tell a story, another way to get the emotions across, apart from just hearing what the chain of events were.
I really like this mix that we have between the two main characters falling in love between each other and the dance. So here we have a mix of a love story and a dance story, the body movement, you know, the performance as well that we have between the relationship, all these shots where they dance, they perform. I think it was very powerful. And overall, there was also great direction and cinematography, and really, really a fantastic performance by the two main characters.